here with you, and today we're going to make some small cards using the same paper pack. Noreen told me that I could use the same, do some smaller cards, and that those would count as well. I have my little paper of how many cards I've done so far. I want to keep that out so that I could actually use it. I do have some little bits that I should have pulled out, but I'm thinking I'm going to mostly use a big paper pack, a big piece probably. But if I could use the small ones, why not? I want my cards to be a little bit general, just because I never know when I'm making an Etsy sale who I'm selling to and if they're into Christmas or not. So I was thinking of using these snowflakes that are a bit Christmassy, obviously, but not too much. And then I have these stickers that I've had forever in my stash. And I even have this here that says "Let It Snow." And I thought those would be fun. And then I found this piece here of construction type paper, but like very flimsy, so that could do as well. And I found this here, which I thought would be just the perfect size. So these are table number cards, and I have a bunch of them because when I buy little baggies at the thrift store, sometimes there's stuff like that in them. And of course, you know, me being me, I can't just throw them away, so I just keep them. But now I've got a ton of them, and I figured those would be perfect to make some little cards. So that's what we're doing. We're going to be making little cards with them that are going to be perfect for my orders, my Etsy orders, and that are going to be that size. And I can just stamp my little logo at the back. Somebody, and I forgot the name, I'm so sorry, left a comment about using embossing powder when you're using some glossy paper like that. The only thing is, I don't want, because I'm going to be making multiples, I really don't feel like I want to put out my embossing powder and embossing gun and go through the trouble of doing that. That seems like a lot of work for me right now. So I might not do that for these. I might just leave them as is and just, you know, not have my logo on them, just because it, like I said, it just seems like too much trouble for what it's worth for these little cards. So we're gonna start the timer, and we're just gonna get going with this and see where inspiration takes us. So basically, I need to cover the base of these because I don't want, well, I say the base, but I don't need to cover the full base. I just need to make sure that I've got enough to cover this line and this portion. So if I was to do my cut like so, then that would probably work, right? I should cut the top though. Let me cut the top first, because there's a tear in there, and obviously that's gonna be a bummer when I get to that piece of paper. And I would like to use the full length of this. I can use the rest of this in some other way. Okay, so then I need to erase my little pencil mark because that won't be good anymore. Okay, and then just do this again. Where did I put my card that I had folded? See, I have hardly anything on my desk, and I still manage to not find my stuff. How do you do that, you ask? I don't know. I think it's a gift that I have. But I'm really into Christmas mood. I'm wearing a Christmas sweater that says eat, drink, and be merry, and trying to get very much in the Christmas mood. I'm getting lots of Etsy order, which is amazing. I'm so glad. If you're looking for any vintage things, you should go and check out my Etsy store. I have a bunch of different vintage items, and I just love, you know, sharing them. Sometimes people will find stuff that they were looking for that they can't find in their area, so it's super fun for me, and obviously it helps me to maintain this space and hopefully one day do this full time, and I would love that. So I'm getting lots of Etsy orders, and I'm working really hard on making my space, like, because for a while I wasn't working on my Etsy stuff as much, since I was mostly taking care of the studio here and trying to get the space organized for the rental upstairs. I fell behind. But now my biggest problem is the following. Christmas is just around the corner. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I have, of course, waited, as I do, because, you know, I had plenty of time. I waited last minute, and now I have gifts that I need to and made that are not made, and I need to get my act going on that. So there's that going on. Am I alone in this? Am I alone in thinking that the year is going to take, you know, so much time to go by, and I have so much time to get organized and get ready and to do all the things, and then comes December rolls around and you're going, oh my god, where did it go? Where did the time go? Where did it just flew by? Let's just be honest as well. I've also had to give a lot of time for work, because I've been missing staff and trying to catch up and do all the things, so working very hard on that aspect as well. So obviously that really limits my time to, well, first of all, for myself. I'm looking for the holidays to do puzzles, and I'm hoping to find a video game that I can play and to just find a way to just chill. I'm looking forward to doing some diamond painting and just relaxing and not stress and just, yeah. But I'm also hoping that I'm going to be able to film more and do more content for you guys. That would be amazing. And that's part of my goal in 2023. Oh, that fits perfectly. Now my problem is I have no clue what I'm going to put on top. But let's start off by putting this. Trying to not cut my fingers in the process. That would be good. Right? That would be lovely if I don't cut myself or hurt myself, or I'm quite tired. I worked all day, obviously, and just finished, and it's close to 5:30. But I was working at the studio. However, I had to go and run an errand during my lunchtime. I found on Facebook Marketplace a trolley that I can use for my Etsy stuff, to roll it around and not have to carry stuff in my hands. It's a bit like the one that Crazy Lamp Lady has in her shop. One of those black trolleys that have multiple shelves. I'm figuring it might be very useful for me. This way I can put my stuff on there and then take the measurements, list them, and all that stuff from there. But it could be pretty. It's a bit big though. So, oh, that's better. Do I put 3? Do I put 2 little ones? I don't know if they're smaller. I know that I have smaller stars, but I don't want to put too many because I might want to use them on some other ones. Yeah, that might be overkill. Maybe just one would be sufficient. I mean, it's just a little thank you note. It doesn't have to be big. I just find that already, you know, doing it handmade makes it's a nice little extra touch. You know, I always put a little message in my with my orders, so just feel like it's something nice to do. And it gets me to use up my scraps, so that's, you know, an even bigger win. And I use up stuff that's recycled. I don't know where I got that red paper. Might have been sent to me by a subscriber in something, or it's something I picked up, or it's from one of my kids. They had that type of paper at one point in their life. Okay, so, and we're using these, which I've had like forever, so that's amazing. Okay, so then for the next one, can I do the same thing? Like, this is teal, and so is this. That would look good. And I'm not sure I'm gonna cut the little edge. I'm just gonna leave it. Actually, just gonna leave it. But I should take my measurements though for this. So yeah, I went to pick that up during my lunch hour. So, and it was raining and it was dark, and for some reason my GPS was not working for most of the way. Oh, I was scared I was gonna get lost. But thank God I had looked previous to leaving the house on Google Maps where it was, so I had an idea. And then just as I was gonna get closer to the place, it suddenly kicked on and I was able to find the place properly. But boy, oh boy, is that ever stressful. So I used my full lunch hour on that, and going to drop off a package. Not at my regular place where I have my P.O. box, however, so I haven't been able to go and check it again. I have to try to do that. But running out of hours in the day, honestly, that's my biggest issue right now. I think the holidays are just crazy for everybody. Like, this is not just me. That's a bit big. It's pretty though, and it is Santa. But then, you know, the angels are also. Oh, but this one is a little girl with a present. How cool is that? Because a lot of the people might be buying presents for people that in their family. It's possible. Or they're buying presents for themselves, which is, I totally dig that, and that's totally fine. I could leave the border and just cut it where the hole is. Now, Michelle was saying that I might actually do 60 cards with this. And I was like, well, I like the fact that you have faith in me, but I doubt it. And then she mentioned how Noreen had mentioned that the challenge was available, like I could count all the small cards. So just by looking at how many small cards I've done so far, I'm thinking that the 60 might be totally feasible. But I almost feel like it's cheating. However, I really do need these little cards to be made so I can send them along with my packages. And And honestly, like I'm like I said, I like using my stash. I like the fact that I'm actually making them. I just like that added little touch, which, you know, I know not everybody would do, and it's definitely not necessary, but the little customer service portion and I think that's what makes shopping local or shopping in small businesses, is that added little touch. So I don't want to be like the big box, and like I want to give the extra little something to show how much I care and I appreciate the orders. So I just think it's a nice touch. Okay, so maybe this one I could leave the little guy. I like the idea of leaving the snowman face. It's look like he's peeking over something. That would be fun. And then do I have a little piece of blue paper? Like something like that. These are from AC Moore, way back when I had gone, and they had these little paper packs for very cheap, and it was all mixed paper, already pre-cut, so really fun. And I had bought a bunch of them, and I still have a bunch, and so might as well use them, right, since I've got the paper. And I'm getting to use, and I haven't actually used up a sheet so far. Like, this is not new sheets, it's all stuff from previous little sheets. I'm loving this. Do I put, what type of snowflake do I put on this? Do I put the woods? So long as it's not going overseas, because if it's going overseas, I've had stuff sent to Australia, and because it had wood, it was a big problem. So I don't want to have trouble. Do I have bling that's... I have other snowflakes. Where's my other snowflakes? Well, I have these. They're a bit heavy though. I would like some that are thinner. I'm pretty sure I have something that I could use. They just have to be small, however. I don't want them to be too big. Where are my small ones? I have some pink. Oh, I see some here. I saw some clear ones. So I have these here that I think would work out good. So I could put 3 of these little ones. And if you're wondering why I was able to reach out on all of these, there's a little label on them that tells me what's inside them. So, and I was clever. I put the Christmas stuff close by because I know I'm making Christmas cards often. So I have those very close to hand. And I'm trying to put my stuff together in a logical order so that everything, you know, is grouped to make my life easier. That's a pretty little card. And got to use the little snowman. Okay, so now I have this piece that's still left from that. So I should use it. And how about using just this here, cut out the hole. And these are all the little borders from the top of the paper pack. And because they have a design, I just can't seem to throw them away. So, okay, so what do we put for this one? The bigger ones are not that great. Maybe I could put a little snowman. And voila, I could use this all through the winter actually. Doesn't have to be just Christmas time. Okay, so I need more of another piece of blue. Might as well cut another one right away. Okay, and then I have this little piece, so I could cut it. So I've got one for each of the cards. Would that be too large? No, that's perfect. Okay, so I've got two pieces. Trying to make sure I'm in the frame. Still, you know, getting set up. I think it's better now, but it's when you set up a new desk and just the camera angle and trying to get the camera to be set up properly, and it's just, yeah, a little bit difficult at first. I feel that I want to do something more like this, since there's the red and the green and whatever. So here we go. That will be quite a productive card making session. And I will have used a lot of the little mini paper scraps that I had. So it could be just these little guys, since they've got a little frame that way. And then I have this here. So let's do another series. Whoops. So this in. Not sure we'll have. I think I'm going to try to use up at least all of those little pieces. Even if the timer goes off. I don't think I have any more tiny pieces from. Oh, I do. I have these. And I have that. Does it fit on top? Barely, but it does. Okay, so actually I have 3 embellishments that I could use. So that would be good. I have these little pieces, but they're not calling to me. Okay, so if I can use this. The only problem with this one is that it has ornaments, so I'm not quite sure. I can't really use I cannot really use the snowflakes on them, because that's gonna look weird. That's pretty. I could put embellishments like the little pearls and whatnot. I'm not going to, just because depending on what I'm shipping out, I don't want to add bulk to it. So that's my reasoning behind it. But it would be very pretty if you had added the little pearls to it. That would make it that extra special little touch. Okay, so that was quick and fast. Easy and fast, I should have said. I have 2 left. So for sure we're gonna have time, because there's almost 4 minutes left. Okay, so the question is, can this be something in itself? I think so. Right? If I was to add, have any other red trim, like that red. It's a different red to cover the top. That could do the job. And I could actually on this one put a little strip of bling. I know I just said that I wouldn't, but I'll make an exception for this one just so I can use up this paper. Whoops. This paper. And I'm gonna put a strip of silver bling. It's very thin, so it won't add too much bulk to this, and it will make it a little bit more special. Okay, and then we have one last one. And we didn't even use a new piece. How cool is that? Just the tiny little bits and bobs. Okay, that won't work. So I'm gonna cut this one. Big. Need something big enough that it hides the hole. Okay, I'm going to put those two pieces down first and then figure out which one I'm going to put on there. Like the house. I think I'm gonna go with the house. It's calling to me. I know it's big, but and voila. So how many did we get done? That's the big question. And we did quite a bit, used up quite a bit of these little snowflakes that I've had in a very long time in my stash. So very happy. I haven't been buying much. I just have a lot of stash because I used to make a whole lot more cards when I was part of design teams. So that's how I also ended up with a lot of paper. Okay, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14 cards. Woohoo! So that brings up the level quite a bit higher. So we're the 7th. You're going to see this next Monday, but so now I have 22 cards done. That's pretty cool. And I've used 6 sheets, I believe, of the paper. Wow. That was an amazing crafting session. I hope you've enjoyed seeing me make all these. These would be perfect for your gifts as well, like, you know, as your on top of your gifts or attached to the little gift bag. They would be just amazing for that. So, but they are perfect for my Etsy store. So I still have a bunch of these. I will keep them close by because I might use the rest of the, you know, the next session that I do cards. Maybe I'll do another session of the small cards, because I really want to make sure that I get as many as possible for this. Now that Michelle mentioned 60, I'm like, can I make it? Can I make it more? So yeah. I'm always up for a challenge. I love you guys so much. I hope you've enjoyed seeing this episode, and I will see you guys soon. Bye.